I'm on a grassy runway and I'm stepping into a little tiny plane with a trusted friend who's a chiropractor that I worked for named Chris. She had just gotten her pilot's license. And she said, "You want to go for a ride in the plane?" And I said, "Yeah, of course, let's do it." Our husband was a pilot and this was his plane and they had gotten into this together. So I thought, sure, why not? So I get in the plane and we take off on this gorgeous, crisp autumn day in Pennsylvania, where we were from. We're buzzing over the trees and looking at all the colors. And Chris turns to me and says, "Do you want to go over the river? Let's buzz the river." We flew down into the Delaware Valley and flew right along the Delaware River. It was so incredibly magical, looking at all of the scenery that I was so used to seeing from the ground, but here I was just above it, flying like a bird. After, I don't know, maybe an hour, we decided to come back and we headed towards the landing strip where we had taken off from. The windsock was blowing all around. And I looked at Chris and I thought, wow, I think she's getting a little nervous. But I didn't want to tell myself this. We made an attempt to land. We didn't get down there. We didn't get anywhere near that runway. She flew the plane around and we made another attempt. The windsock's still going like crazy. No luck. Okay, now I am nervous. I'm sweating. I'm not feeling so great in my belly. And Chris turns to me and says, "I don't think I can land it." Can you imagine what that feels like? Being in a tiny two-seater plane, the ground keeps showing up nearby and then disappears again. Well, the good news is we did land it after several more attempts. It was a little bit on the bumpy side, but we came out of it okay. I didn't ever get in that plane again with Chris, though. But when I got out of it, it was such a cathartic experience to get down on the ground and kiss the ground. I never really understood why people did that until I felt compelled to do it. Drop to my knees and praise being alive. That was probably the greatest celebration of life that I've experienced. When I think of the idea of celebrating life, I do remember the times that I've been asked to eulogize friends at funerals. And the most powerful experience I had was in creating a celebration of life for my mother after she died. Sometimes I watch the video and it is a catharsis because I find myself crying again and going even deeper into the grief, but then I have to find my way back out. And one of the best ways for me to do it is to spend quality time with my friends. Just laughing, telling stories, going out to eat great food. These are ways that I really enjoy celebrating life. Because for me, it's important to do it with others. There was a TV show I was really into years ago, back in the 80s, called Northern Exposure. I don't know, did any of you ever watch this show? Ah, great, that's awesome. There was a character on this show who flew a little plane, just like the one I was in. Her name was Maggie. She had a very unusual series of events that occurred with boyfriends. You see, her boyfriends died in unusual ways. And then Maggie celebrated after they were gone by making little sugar skull type sculptures in a diorama And each boyfriend was a little monument with symbols and things that represented what they did in life. Now, strange thing is, I've lost several boyfriends in this life to things like a motorcycle accident, a car accident, a disease. And I've often thought, wow, maybe I should make a diorama like Maggie did. Now, I haven't done it yet, but when I did travel in Mexico, which I've done many times, because I used to live in Arizona, which used to be a part of Mexico, I used to collect little Dia de los Muertos sculptures, the little calacas, the skeletons with the skulls. And I do have a little area in my house where I have a shrine. Some of them represent times in my life and situations in my life. I find that having a little monument or an altar to the people I miss gives me an opportunity to talk to them every day and feel like they're still here with me. I hope that you have ways to do this also, because what I want you to try and experiment with is talking to the people you miss or that you've lost. And then when you find yourself in those moments, get back to a happy dance or doing something that really boosts up your energy and makes you laugh and sing again.